I go home. Mom, please help. Do not know why. And I think muttered a few words to things like sleep talking. Poor thing. Taiji, it is finally attaches energy te. And kuna kuna. It has fallen in place. Fallen from also. As you get up in the fog. But had been struggling for a while. The force also gradually decline. And until one becomes tired. As the dead, we will is asleep without knowing before and after. Oh ho ho ho. That's your sleep at last. The power of hypnosis. Hey, terrible. Now, because it is good boy. Thus while sleeping, to me, I familiarize heard remember. Mind you, the old woman, on top of the Taiji kuna fallen, stooped down. After all hands floated in the air, while moving slowly to the left and right, as recite in something spell. We did start talking and harping. Taiji itself will took to the magic of Yao Po. No, there cannot be an anti-magic in today's world. As grandmother was a monologue. It was a force of thing called hypnosis. Memorize the people freely, in between sleeping. Instruct them many things, from awake, that it is possible to run it. It was a force of that terrible hypnosis. Mysterious thief. That evening 7 o'clock, Taiji boy, as if nothing had happened, we came back to your house. Mother is, Tai-chan, why it was so late? And, even if to ask, just I was studying with my friends. And the answer is just, for some reason, going to say the truth it did not. Mother is, Tai-chan, rice will still, because you yes and properly prepared. Please agari you soon, be saying the, Taiji kuno, to see the face of the mother and the maid who scary the fusei even a while went to silently study. Room, what you are doing, did not build the sound with birds. If always, and it will be around 8 o'clock, as something sweet, came to the room of the mother. Whether but I to scrounge is adapted to the habit. Did you do tonight? Iko state does not have to come out of the room da. Mother is, because the thing that became unbearably longer worry, with sweets and tea, to bother Taiji-kun of the room, was go to see the situation. Then, what about? Always has Taiji-kun is happening even until about 10 o'clock. Unawares by force the futon alone. Not sleeping. Oh, for another night. Hey, I is strange. Does not it even worse in the mood? Even if your mother is multiplied by the voice. Taiji-kun does not even reply to not fell silent. To say that I see. It does not asleep, and a blue face, open intently and eyes. You be as you are doing something partition and thoughts. Even if asked, well, I'm elaborate why considered to not to do that? What to answer? What worried it may also the, or hurts in the stomach. Repeatedly, Taiji-kun has been silent. Then, both eyes was staring at the ceiling, as in tears. Are you glowing glare? Tai-chan, really, what's happening? Mom, I'm is not true either. To worry about, something you say. Mother is sitting on the bedside, while moving Lily gently Taiji-kun's shoulder. Seriously asked, are you? Then Taiji-kun, what could no longer take it anymore, was reservoir full of tears eyes, towards the better of the mother, was finally heard the mouth. Mom, I'm painful. Edge. It painful. Where is spoiling? Mother is cocking a friendly face to a little more to the left. Rishiku or else worry about, has been to look into the face of Taiji you. No, is not you sore. I unbearable in worry. So is no what exactly is so worried? It cannot be said in the mouth. I do not know clearly. But, I cannot be helped likely to that somehow terrible to now. Came in another man's heart into my mind. Terrible it is there is no way to feel like you instructions that. Quote, to hear it, mother, as was scaring, was blue complexion. Taiji because Mr. did not know even a little bit what you are saying. By chance that it would be his head was somehow. I was surprised. Hey, Mom, but I have a hope is Taiji-kun. In the eye, such as those who cause it to heat. Told her else the sadness likely. Well, I know say that funny. Nanti come on. What? Behold say early do not. Mom, if that of Tai-chan, to give to hear anything. Although things strange, Mom, I do not do as surprised. I mean, so that it cannot be stuck. I want be tied by a thin argument. Mother is alone with that was said to be, well, in a state which is not out. Also another word, was staring at the Taiji Mr. Sadly. Children Nanti ask me to tie to the mother. Does not seem as well as Sada of sanity. Taiji-kun, poor thing, whether I am quite sure that I will not really of mind has become strange. Hey, Mom, I ask. I'm what you say, Tai-chan. What a joke it, to say such a thing. By surprise, Mom. Would you have thought that would later laugh? No, doke does not it as something. I'm serious. I cannot be peace of mind and not Kudasara really tied. Well, so to say such a thing seriously. Look, talking divided. Mom is thought to be able to something or tied to you? Quote, divided is, to me you do not know maybe, but, to be really so, it cannot be peace of mind. Hey Mom, please tied, is ask, not equal, me, I'm likely to mind crazy. If you look at the Taiji-kun of the pale face, something in my mind, is that you are writhing suffering violently. We will see clearly. Mind is that's driving me crazy as well. It does not appear to altogether bad lie. Mother was totally troubled. Unfortunately, your father is, to you while traveling in the misuse of company to Kansai better. Just servant is in addition to, not a consultation partner of such a case. Hey, please tied fast not equal I is dying. Taiji it is, or else painfully into the writhing. Has spilled flake tears. Looking at it, mother also. Mush only becomes sad. I wipe the eyes of the edge and the sleeves of the undershirt. I say, well, because all have tied the mother. Does not is not you struggle so much. I waiting in the quiet, mother. Anyway, in order to reassure the Taiji-kun, was the thought that there is no addition to tie and find pull even in. Wanada, then, go to the closet, with a fine argument of tobacco to tie the curry, but went back to near the Taiji-kun. Said that much to ask of the person. Parents Nanti tie your own child. Form only to be case, because the thing that I feel unpleasant is, if you have hesitated if I wonder what that was. And, Taiji-kun, such a thing is to pester bug off, and early. After all tie there is no other. If brought into frustrating this after, I do not necessarily also really care do not go mad. So Taiji it is you serious. So, mother is a familiar unexpected hand movements. Or else sadly, in and to have Taiji-kun of the hands and feet to sleep. Fine pull round and round wound, was Maya's tied form only. More, please be tied tightly, so that it does not melt absolutely, please tie strongly. Even good, I was signed tightened down. Come on, now do you good, see you, staring at sunk hair, it is to sleep without thinking anything anymore. Mother is, while saying so, the overbutton that had take off. Overdress on top of the Taiji-kun. From above, as comforting in baby body of Taiji-kun. It'll hit lightly, for a while to do so. And that if Taiji you are looking at the situation, what was really been doing ask them tied by a thin argument. Eventually, make a breath I quiet and peacefully. We will in asleep. Mother is. I tried to place your hand on along in Taiji-kun of the forehead. There is no situation in which heat is generated separately. Also put a hand into the futon. Also try to touch on the wrist, which is bound of Taiji-kun. Pulse rate was also found that it is not the same as usual. If this is my also enough to call you to your doctor. Well, as along until tomorrow morning. Let my tummy the state. Mother is like that thinking. We directly go back to your room it was. But that late at night, is that of a temporary around. Mother who was resting in the room. I woke to suddenly strange sounds. Someone's the noises such as walking concealed the footsteps down the hallway. It is in your absence of your father. To the back of the study. Since we are gone, the secret documents of important company. If you did, if was entered in thief. Is very. Mother is also forget the scary. Get up and leave the pajamas. I try that too along the corridor. Since the thing is a large part of the electric light that has gone off. More of the other side of the corridor. Do not listen, also forecast a pitch dark. But, that in the darkness. Human-like black shadow something is. That is moving slowly. Not the faintly visible. Mother is. As scaring. But now any moment cry likely to make a voice. If you do that, when the thief should not come toward hand. Kamakoroshi was out to the throat voice. Still that the human figure was seen watermark still. Then, as the eye can become. In the darkness as well. You should be able to divide it, seen the shape of the little by little things. Suspicious empty also. Size. Only each wheel has been found. Oh, I wonder not a Tai-chan. Indeed, the phantom was 12, in the stature of the 3-year-old. Review has looked exactly like Taiji-yu. Best. Mother but has tied the Taiji-kun. Because I of course just wrapped a fine argument, Wanada. If you trying to solve, it melts to comfortably in Taiji Mister itself. Mother. It is a no that no difference in Taiji-kun. Than was robbed. I felt more frightening. Finally I wonder Taiji you are not the head is crazy. I wonder if that was not mummied as something the devil. Because I believe that. So mother is concealed footsteps close to the black shadow and along. And Tai-chan was called in a low voice. If you try to close up there. And the other. Undeniably. The phantom was Taiji-yu. And yet, even over how much voice? So that was like even in death. If not, answer. It does not even try to Furamuko. Then, proceed to Gungin in the hallway. And you come to the front of your father of Western style study. Suddenly, not the entering into the open that door. Mother is too much of you poor. Without the courage to put the other voice. Just excited about, from the outside of the door. The gesture of my son. Just staring. It entered the Taiji-kun to study. In first press the wall of the switch. Put the lights. Then walk him also not dumped. We will walk to the corner of one of the room. Mother is suddenly Taiji-kun is that it would be taken to sleepwalking. Was suspected. Is not a little also known in yourself or sleeping because sleepwalking. Come out of bed. That around here's the walking around sick. Taiji-kun is laid the eyes in the air. How the walk and dizzy is. It is somehow seems Rishiku the sleepwalking. Taiji-kun, when you approach the front of the big desk of your father, opened a small drawer of the secret that is made to gouge the leg. Was taken out one of the key tobacco. Then while hanging the key tobacco in his right hand, also in walking like sleepwalkers, go to the place of large document box deal in the corner of one. Squatting in front, the key in hand, cramping to the bottom of the keyhole. We have opened the lid of the documents without further ado box. Mother looking at it, no longer mind care. Now, in the document box Taiji-kun is opened. You are housed as important secret documents of the company. No, not the only important for the company. The secret documents. If there is that if as fall even in the hands of the spy. Also for the country. You will be causing a great hindrance. Taiji-kun of your father is. But we are not the chief engineer of a large manufacturing plant that Oriental Production Company. Of parts of the machine that is manufactured in the factory. Toga blueprint, Toga quote, order quantity, such as delivery date. The document that describes in detail is just now, have come to the hand of your father. You are stored with care in the documents put such as the safe. Your father is, when making any travel to Kansai, there is not a secret-only company, and is careful enough because the country of the secret, but as has been starting to earnestly in Okoshi. But, even if entered the thief, the key to open the steel box, because of you are shut to hide the location with the secret of the foot of a large desk. Never to be found it is anodized. Mother also forgive care it was needed However, The thief is not from the outside. I was in the house. Moreover, since your father and a Taiji-kun, which is not loved most of the mother, also the secret of the foot of the desk, then you know to hear of course. To open the steel box, you get no elephant is. Even so, does it Taiji you are crazy even in the gas. Like a thief. Midnight to be out a curtain along. Sneak to the study. Nanti open of important documents box of your father. Is not it terrible act not reach exactly the idea? This surely is. Is there something deeper reason? In its shadow, things like that curse of the mystics is. There is no difference in the lurking. Before long, Taiji-kun, from the drawer of the document box at last, began to grasp the secret documents. Then, tighten the lid of the original as steel box. It returns the cogita place to hide a secret location. If you turn off pushes the electric light switch. As if nothing had happened. Also in How to Walk Sleepwalker. You come out of the study. Mother did not want to have to sit still anymore. If you buy Keso documents even by force. Tacha Fusagari suddenly Taiji-kun Gyot. Tai-chan, you got to you what? Said. It was rebuked by the severe manner of speaking. BD badge. Tai-chan. Firmly press. I thought you had seen you dream? That. I think that what's that? Is no one as important documents of your father. Is. Please return your. It is a bad hand of man over once. That's great you because in. Quote. However. Of the magical power of hypnosis. Mr. Taiji became a different person like. Unless Muki Mushi look at the mother. Without even trying to listen to the words. So as to push away. Falling to the other side of the corridor gungan in a wax. This. Tai-chan. Tara Tai-chan. Mother grabbed the sleeve of pajamas. I may leave trying to hiki tomeo. Taiji-kun and dispel it with a vigorous momentum. Looking back in high in about chilling terrible face. I glared at her mother. Mother is. And will look at it? While my son. To the horror of the form. Now's it is involuntarily paralyzed. Somehow the usual Taiji-kun. Because he looked like a person who was very different. Perhaps, the soul of Hiruda Drive is hypnotized as. Photographed riding in Taiji-kun. Also with that eerie Hiruda Drive to the face. It might had become just like too much of the fear sadness. In between the mother is Irasharu hesitant. Approaches the window of Taiji-yor corridor. Remove the quick latch. Open the glass window. Inner think up. Jumped out of the darkness I have went. It is. The human skills were be fast enough unexpected appear. Big bat one peak is. As flew glanced harmlessly off the whip and eyes. Was downright dumb Manu Saroshi feeling. Mother is. Of enough to have fallen. And endure patiently severe chest fuss. Close to the tottering and windows. A large garden of dark, as prune, now see except, then, in the darkness that taiki such as Anyudo is lush and muku. Too large and small of the human figure is going away ran as Mononoke has been watched. It is the black shadow of the smaller is the Taiji-kun has been found. But another large empty is probably nothing on earth, although mother is a little also did not know. It was of such that Hiruda Drive. Doctor unawares. Sneak into the garden of Akawa House. Taiji-kun whether the play a defensive good purpose. From the darkness outside the window, in the horrible eyes shining his phosphorus, was had guarded staring, when the Taiji-kun will steal documents. Doctor the eye and more sharply, to strengthen the hypnosis of psychokinesis, and so escape to the outside of the window to Taiji-kun. We were told the silence of instruction. Then, take a come Taiji Mr. Hand jumped. Started to run gungan in the darkness and terrible momentum. Is from the back door that had been opened in advance. Was gone where the escape not may also Sakin. Hiruda Drive. Once got the important documents of Taiji-kun of your father. Do not you should not use the other Taiji-you. Not should it Nijdays be received only documents. But doctor I was not even going to talk the hand of Taiji-you. Once again, I got away, brought Taiji Mr. somewhere. Exactly, this is. I think there was a kind of meaning. Anyway, this mysterious plight became to look at. Surprise of the mother does not of Tomosu. Make a loud cry, because what you obtain the salvation. You have also occurred angels calling. Then come around the neighborhood of the people. By the appeal of the phone. That the police officers of a few people come rushed, now large commotion. Then, toward the morning from the middle of the night, a search has been made. Taiji-kun, who by where to take us was the one, did not attach even imagine. On top of the garden of soft soil, along with after Taiji-kun of the barefoot feet, after the adult shoes, it was left as dots. Thereby also, what's Taiji-kaga be left brought kun are clear. That is, Taiji-kun was in order terrible in Hiruda doctor house. Because the thing that was not confided to mother, unexpected of the shoes after she go, whether it is who did not attach even guess at all to anyone. The day after the lunch too, Taiji Mr. of your father is, and receives a notification of the telegram. The time being also shall be taken from the Kansai business trip destination. It becomes your way by express Kodama. Emergency in the company of your father. Executives open the conference. Take a countermeasure of important documents lost. The criminal search that strikes raised the entire police force of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Kenka. It has become monomonoshi major event. In the evening of that day, was widely reported the mysterious runaway of Taiji-kun, and the like do not are dancing the clutches of the dreadful spy in the shadow of this incident. That it has sparked the school friends of Taiji Mr. also. It was over. Could this thing quickly. Charge of the teacher. Of course, friends of the same class are everyone in Hijoni surprised, but was worried about the top of only Taiji-kun. To the troubled breast also in the Ono-kun, Saito-kun, that way Mura Mr. It was 3 people boy detective team members. Because boy detective team received a name Detective Kogoro Akechi, boy assistant Mr. Yoshio Kobayashi of the leader. But the boys of 10 people. Such key not adventures the organization that the organization. The team members is the first year of junior high school 3 people. 5 grade is one of the elementary school. 6 people of the rest is just 6th grade of elementary school. The school is also I have been divided in various. In the elementary school of Taiji-kun, in addition to the Taiji-kun, said now was I had 3 people of members purchase. Their 3 boys. Accident 2 days later. When you sink school, conspiracy and was sympathy the Aoyuabe-kawa-kun. Then, from the mother, Taiji Kimi in mysterious appearance of the night. Things and terrible empty of the garden. But I have searched hard in the police. Still. And cannot also be what clues. Listen. It did more and more with damage to the chest. Leaving the gate of Aikawa house. 3 people in toward the train road. While walking side by side shoulder. About this strange incident. We talk in whispering. I guess Teiyu was how on earth. Because I'm Aikawa-kun there is no reason to work such a thief. I was surely Odakasa to the bad guys. If the stolen documents. Somehow, Toka kill is way Mura Mr. I cut my thinking department right ports. Yes, is the heir determined to do so. But, I the black shadow like a guy. I would be nothing on earth, but I must to spy, said Ono-kun. I was cocking Kokubi. I think I am not Japanese. That person. I'm sure I must have foreigners. I said, this is Saito-kun. Speaking of spies, who serve at first, that the float think of foreigners was humanity. Hey, now everyone, or not to go to the teacher's office Akechi. I met Kobayashi, if consultation. There may be something good idea. Waimura Mr. came up suddenly, shouting as they told me to. Yeah, I try to do so. Kobayashi-san, I might want to love to us. Saito-kun is, if you agree. Even Ono-kun. It is good, it is good. I represent the agreement with Akechi Detective Office, because we are in Dragon Soil Town of the same linen. There is no divided walk. So, I decided to finally ask the Kobayashi-kun of the boy detective chief. Was when the three people were early foot from behind, getting closer to chasing someone. I spoke to the sudden three people. Hey, you guys would be friends of Taiji Edogawa, then, you members of the detective boys. When you turned around and surprised, immediately behind, 34 people like a driver of a 5-year-old car was standing, wearing the uniform of the company, wearing a chauffeur hat with the insignia of large gold braid. Are you laughing to smiling? Yes, that's right. Misuse that? Something stopped by and you reflective listening. The driver put something to the right of the palm of the hand, while held out in front of three people's eyes. This is not that insignia of the princes of the detective team, said. I ask. If you look, indeed it was the BD badge of detective boys. Because BD badge. But you know the person who was to read the novel Detective Boys. With the invention of Kobayashi-kun, in combination with the character of the English acronym B&D, which corresponds to detective and boy, about 100 yen silver coin of lead leftover lot the size of the lead of the metal. Team members will have about by every man 30 pieces. It was like members' insignia. If insignia is what everyone is likely of if you have one at a time. But there was a divided as it to have prepared nor 30 pieces of 20 sheets. In alone or other members of the team members. When trying to know about a certain place. If drop the badge to some places of the road map. Because we glowing in sparkling silver. It will mark enough. Gen Kobayashi-kun is devoured for the fiend with 20 faces. When there was the terrible waterboarding. By virtue of this badge, its whereabouts to understand is there even the fact that was saved safely? The badge. If you saw a strange car driver has. These three men were together involuntarily look at the face. Yes, I tell you it BD badge. It is our insignia. Do you really or why of it? When Waimura-kun is asked to Edogawa, strange driver replied smiling. I was picked up, edge pickup tat. Where? It is not in this month. This is where much farther away. So, you guys have not picked up was dropped. Far away? It is linen. I do not even know the name of the town clearly. I'm seen if you go. Well, even now, a place that had fallen of this, I'm perfectly remember. Yes, even if you remember, was the front of the mansion of strange red brick. And here it, three young boys, also meaning Harry and did dodge look at the eyes in the eyes. Snake Mansion. Maybe. BD badge that had fallen in front of the European-style building of the red brick. I wonder if not out of the missing of Taiji Edogawa of the pocket. And, Taiji, you were in the European-style building. Captive and whether the three boys, was suddenly Omoyatari to there. You might be wrong, but, worth to try the time being sure there is plenty. Uncle, well, the week from now. That will you take me before the mansion? Saito-kun formed a mood of everyone. I asked the driver. The General Assembly. Paddle try to say. Bokomon. Somehow I'm such a feel that. I think we're the son of Edogawa and that the mansion. Yeah, so, I think to try to say. Uncle is asked. Please take me quickly to it. Oh, both. Is it good? I'll go put on my car. With it a certain him in the alley. The driver is aware of the favor of the willing three people. Was pointed to the immediate side street behind. The had another evening of Usayami is imminent. And that around here followed only the fence of a large mansion. In a very lonely town. Pedestrian traffic is no little. For the driver. When you try to go to the alley. In front of somewhere in the house of the high concrete fence. A single of the car is not very new. Has not stopped Monasabashiku, since the driver told me to open the audience of the door. The three boys entered in it. Was arranged in Mahiro press on top of filthy cushion. Readers, gentlemen, the boys. I think we did not have enough a little thought to try to make sure the location where the badge had fallen. although there is no difference in the need. So much in a hurry. Then try to go by themselves. Before that first. Edogawa kunyaru Tanari police. This I know that get examined in the adult hand. What was not a smart way. And it is also driver. Such a valuable clue. Do not tell me to other people, because still inform only the boys of elementary school, or not somehow strange. And this driver is, and that 3 people is a boy detective members. That BD badge is at its insignia. Will was not exactly know why. Come to think, well, just be suspicious. Oh, by chancing the way. Something terrible. I think we are receiving fate. However, the boys in how likely is locate the whereabouts of Taiji-kun. Just, mind fades just, could not even afford to be suspicious such a thing. Car had started to run. Then, stop and think whether ran even 5 minutes. Seemed reached another destination. The driver. The car excessively phrased town. Hey, you would see the wall of red brick in Asco. This insignia is. I had fallen in front of that house of the gate. And we point to the old-fashioned Western-style building that looks to the other side. Well, get off here. Let's go to the front. Uemura-kun is standing before. And 3 people got out of the car. And the driver also jumped a cab. And I also all go together. While saying ish or else kindness. Standing on the 3 people ahead. Went closer to European-style building. If you try to go to the front of the gate, remains open iron door is half of the strange watermark pattern, but had become through look to the entrance of European-style building in. Also the entrance of the door, left open while we have been with Garong as Autumn House. Uncle, here, it seems somehow Autumn House. Yeah, I do not really maybe tired of the house. Seen or not, it does not come out anything before nameplate. Perhaps of Akawa Bachin. Either Maya is not you or pushed into this Autumn House. The driver. While cocking a priest Rishiku Kokubi. Delving into the gate, but had looked around the partition and it's around here. And, you guys, do not you let us go to the one in. After all, here is Zishimzaki house. While any window also everyone Shimeki. Not palm terribly also the shadow of the people. I let go, and the other standing ahead. We approach toward the Don entrance. Leave 3 men are to be referred to. While excited about, we follow after them. Entered the front door. Also try to call out. There is no anyone answer those. Because, May finally tired of the house. Let's come to the middle. The driver. To come though, even to his own house. What the hesitation stayed even without. Rising on leave of shoes Baki. Mortar the dark corridor. We entered into Gung and back. The boys. Somehow but has become a little worse as you. And I think that Taiji-kun in this may have been imprisoned. Does not bring myself to escape. For after a driver, it went traced to the back This room is somehow suspicious. Z. Driver. Open the door of the phrase small room. But had except for the medium. And muttering such a thing. And beckoned the boys. Stepped into the inn went. When you try entered followed even 3 people. It's about Yojohan. Wisdom small room, no one of the windows. Nothing is to say at all. It become full visible there is no bedding products floorboards. I feel went even with the shed room. However, also try to break every corner. Because the thing nor a part suspicious place. And 3 people are going to leave to the original corridor. Oh, this is will of what was. Driver. Stand in the way to the entrance. While the stand in the way. Something meaning hair. The not the laughing grinning. Uncle, how to junior college. Or do not we go out to the outside quickly? What to such a place? Confronted with are you doing? Saito-kun. And good like ye twit. The driver is suddenly love the large. Or else the amused look on her. Began to laugh and Karakala. Ha ha ha, come on, you guys. Are you doing? I think I to the who on earth seem a master of the individual house. Ha ha ha. 3 of the boy, in the strange laughter, but involuntarily was scaring. Of course you will not be able to receive seriously such a thing. If my husband at, mon, husband that there is such a thing, like a why the other's home, and something Dari crept junior college. And, you are either, driver not a driver living in such a fine house mon either. Saito-kun was retorted with sharpened the mouth. Ha ha ha, to say cute things. Hey, you guys are not a boy detective. No way would not even necessarily do not know that disguise. I'm not the driver of the real thing. You guys, Kokoabiki to sign in to post, is to disguised in such a figure. Quote, well, you are exactly do who. I keep that individual master of. Here to doctor you know. You look closely at this face. But good, saying, in Kanagora suit the driver hat, I think was Saruri and one face in the right palm if gentle face up to now, and quickly disappeared. It has changed even Iri Sogo see. Long hair was disordered and shaggy. Violent tragic forehead wrinkles, has been narrowed as yarn. However, extremely shiny eyes, waiting red lips that bend acute and crescent-shaped, is a gruesome fear. 3 of the boys, when stared in the eye, such as the yarn, as it was even in like gold tie, while it paralyzed still, it will not be able to be stuck. Ha ha ha, I got pale. Kai's scary, but, is he too early afraid in such a thing? Ha ha ha, well, thus it is quite good. To now, Showa yeah? Funny I because I'll, quote, to think that's such a one. Hiru to driving Tesugata it has jumped out of the room like a package in Asuka. Perfect and closed the entrance of the door. I have applied from the outside to the key. At the same time, under the feet the 3 boys had been paralyzed. It was to occur accident something. Floorboards. As of the earthquake, it began to shake and wobbly. For a while, and I think was shaking violently. During that up. Suddenly floorboards cracked in 2 from the middle to the door. Will open toward the bottom in Gatan. Boys are folded. I went to Preston into the floor of the cave. Would be terrible gimmick that what? There I was supposed to hold the entire room dropped. 3 people fell slipped to the bottom of the cave, which had fallen as fainted for a while. And Try got up and eventually endured the pain. There is as much as twice of the room above. Dismal it was a basement. On the concrete floor middle, large barrels, such as cement listlessnesses. Only some keep only one. There is nothing else. On top of the barrel, in each other and put the candlestick western fu. 2 of candles and Kairochiro. It burns like a demon of the tongue. In that light, if you look at the high ceilings that have fallen now, what were gone unnoticed, it floorboards open like a door. Stick to the original is perfect. Are you missing any of the gap? Ladder also there is nothing this basement. Sana Waini because I had blocked the exit. You do not have sub any more escape. The boys in the terrible fate. Not even over I think. Still, what the ability to think without any just dodge look at that was completely frightened ice. Then at that time, out of nowhere, Pale was muffled behind the creepy laughter has been sounded. I have been foo. Surprised. Poor thing. But, so Zeem not over. Zeem still continues. You guys, I think what exactly is going on inside of the barrel. If you have courage, you can see one open the lid. Foo. I guess is open. Quote. As a 3 people's O in his voice, I was staring at the strange barrel in the middle of the room. Oh, well what exactly is going on in it? The boys, as combined say, the appearance of some terrible things. Could not help not think smiled. It was killed the Mr. Taiji Aikawa corpses miserably. The barrel is 12, if the age of 3 children. Is there about the size of enough is had. If you stared at through the barrel of the plate, has been confined curled in the pale figure of Aikawa-kun, seemed to begin to see vividly. 3 people, as explore in the mind of each other, also has dodged to look at the eyes. I'm sure Aikawa-kun. I'm trapped. Waimura-kun. was good as drastic, but the word corpses, I was not able to horribly by mouth. Dude, let's think. Open, and would I be so? This is Saito-kun, while shouting to the edge. Damn. Tsuchime doing? Ono-kun is desperate like. I flew first and foremost and near the barrels in terrible momentum. And not borrow even hand of futari after. And hugging the barrel with both hands. I have rolled suddenly beside him, pushing it on the cover. Take a package and the barrel of the lid. The candlestick fell to the floor. Candle, and I think was shining in the strange, and murmura is illuminated in the reddish light. Out of the barrel, a myriad of auguroid fish, such things as is tangle while coming spilled on the floor has been watched. Taiji, 3 people who were convinced only that it is kun. The surprising barrel of contents is taken in a while aback, but was only to crackling the eye, eventually, and it is understood that the identity of things, such as the auguroi string, this time the surprise and horror of distinction, and turn pale, could not help not terrified. It is, to each other entangled. It was a snake, which is not maybe hundreds peaky, large and small myriad of snake. If you spilled from the barrel, the candlelight, while shining and glistening scales. Hungry eyes Asuki seen worse shine. Put out the tongue, such as the red-black flame and Kairochiro. The prey is find. Begin Muwari, yes, on the floor. It is. And from the next to the next. Because I come out overflowed from the barrel. An instant spread to the basement full. The more unexpected looks also a concrete floor. I have covered the waves that undulate and numinum. 3 of the boys is not a wimpy as afraid of and peaky, and 2 dogs of the snake. Saw this as the numerous snake. I could not help not terrified to fear. Snake toward Konu of, and toward Konu, to shade themselves to 3 people loaf. Finally, in the corner of one of the basement. But I have been Oshitsume. Snakes have audited the boys. Do you think prey and even to after the escape? Align the escape a Toedo. Horrible goose neck. Issued a red-black tongue. Is coming attacked as also in the march. 3 of the boys in Monasugo of its momentum. In the corner of no place anymore escape the basement. And to each other hugging is. Could not help not finally screamed. Oh, here to drive. What a cruel villain. Taiji Aikawa, not satisfied with only tailored Tana order. 3 boys is also. It had confined to the snake and morale. To be continued. Thank you for your viewing. If you like, please subscribe to the channel. I am very encouraged.